Hello, and thank you for tuning in to this week's episode of Bite Size Cybercrime, the podcast where we discuss cybercrimes and cybersecurity news. This story I just had to cover because of the way I learned about it. So first, we're going to talk about that part. Wednesday, I drove out to Grand Rapids, Michigan to see Hozier live. It was an amazing concert. He sounds awesome live. He just sounds that good, apparently. The audience all around me was singing every song and having an absolute blast. I ended up staying overnight in Grand Rapids because I didn't want to drive 3 hours back to Illinois at 11 p.m., and then I did the unhealthy Gen Z thing where I immediately check Twitter when I wake up. And that is when I saw a tweet from VX Underground saying that Ticketmaster data was up for sale from the Shiny Hunters group, and that data from 2012 up to March of 2024 was in the breach. Right after I had gone to the concert with my Ticketmaster ticket. I may have seen the show in May, but I'm pretty sure I bought the tickets in March, so I was checking to make sure I didn't have to get a new credit card or change my password or anything. I did change my password just to be safe, though, and I spent that morning researching the details of the breach, so now I know a lot about the breach and figured it should be this week's episode. So, what exactly happened? According to VX Underground, a threat group that remains unidentified was able to gain access to Ticketmaster's AWS instances via a managed service provider or MSP, which is an outsourced third party that maintains IT services for an organization. Those AWS instances are some sort of servers on the cloud. It could be where the data is stored, it could be somewhere else they pivoted from. We don't know the exact data source yet. It's also unknown whether this was an insider job at the MSP or if it was a compromise of one of the IT administrators, but either could be possible. And you may be wondering, but Chloe, didn't you mention the Shiny Hunters group is involved? What do you mean the threat actors are unknown? Well, the Shiny Hunters didn't actually perform the data theft. They're just acting as a third-party seller of the data on a Russian forum called Exploit. This was a pretty common mistake I saw from news outlets reporting the breach, but I don't blame them. You'd probably assume the one who did the breach is the one selling the data. So, what is the data that's being sold? The dataset supposedly contains 1.3 terabytes of data, including customer and payment details such as full names, addresses, emails, phone numbers, hashed credit card numbers, the last 4 digits of credit cards, credit card expiration dates, and details of specific transactions from 2012 up to 2024. Transaction data that was stolen includes ticket sales and event information. The data is believed to be completely legitimate, but it's such a massive amount of data to look through that it hasn't all been completely verified yet. Ticketmaster, however, did confirm the hack occurred on May 31st, 2024, stating that they noticed unauthorized access occurring on May 20th, but did not provide many other details besides believing that it will not impact business operations. They didn't confirm the type of data that was stolen, though. When looking at the samples posted by the sellers, VX Underground and Bleeping Computer did find data for a transaction that happened in March of 2024 at the latest. And both of those sources believe the data to be completely legitimate. What we do know is that over 500 million users were impacted. Yes, billion, with a B. 560 million Ticketmaster users. The breach contains sensitive information that could lead to identity theft and credit card fraud if exposed. I do think actual full credit card numbers are rather unlikely to be exposed, as they were hashed. Hashing takes one value, which is the credit card number, and turns it into a long, fixed-length string of characters that is entirely unique, and this operation can't be reversed even if you have the key. That being said, all the other data exposed in the breach still created a considerable risk to Ticketmaster users if it's legitimate. It's also likely that you'll receive fake data breach notices, or fake credit monitoring services, or fake scams from scammers trying to take advantage of the breach. Verify that any emails you receive regarding the breach are legitimately from Ticketmaster, and when in doubt, just don't click on it. So, what exactly can you do about this? Passwords don't appear to have been breached, so it's unnecessary to change your password. I do recommend closely monitoring any kind of financial transactions just to be safe, and if anything suspicious comes up, talking to your bank, possibly replacing those cards. If Ticketmaster offers free credit monitoring, take it. This breach is coming at an especially bad time for Ticketmaster, as 2 weeks ago the Department of Justice sued Live Nation, which includes Ticketmaster as a subsidiary, for violating the Antitrust Act by monopolizing the live events industry. Ticketmaster has been highly criticized as well for the exorbitant fees they charge, and this data breach has only spurred more legal trouble for Ticketmaster, as according to Bloomberg, customers have already begun filing a proposed class action lawsuit for the data breach, claiming that Ticketmaster negligently failed to protect customers' personally identifiable information, and citing that the breach was a direct result of the defendant's failure to implement adequate security protocols and procedures consistent with the industry standard necessary to protect that private information. Thank you to VX Underground for first-hand information from the threat actors related to the breach, as well as Bleeping Computer, The Register, The Verge, and Bloomberg for reporting on this case and potential legal action. And of course, thank you for tuning into this week's episode of Bite-Sized Cybercrime. My name is Chloe Tonis, and until next time, stay secure.